the destruction of Jerusalem. Not without a reason, though.
It's happening.
Many times Jeremiah spoke warnings against the people, against the officials and the kings of Judah. Now, God sends his prophet Ezekiel, who was brought up in vision, lifted up between the heavens and earth. And what he saw was atrocious, crazy, mind-blowing, unclean, secretive, great abominations in the house of Israel and in the temple of God.
The relationship was dead. It was all fake. The people, the elders, the women, the priests, nobody cared about the other side of the relationship. This imagery of Jeremiah being taken to look through the walls of the temple, etc., make me wonder, what if he was taken to look through our churches, our institutions? What could he see? But back to Israel. God invited them to counseling. He wasn't ready to end it.
If you submit to the Babylonians, you will live, you wouldn't die. This was the message from Jeremiah to Jerusalem. But King Zedekiah had his hopes in Egypt. Why? Probably simply because he didn't like God's plan.
Or he got influenced, we don't know, but he took things in his own hands and he got fooled by the Egyptians. Like after an affair.
Yeah, King Zedekiah also reminds me of King Herod. None of them had the guts to arrest the prophet, be it Jeremiah or John the Baptist, respectively, but both of the kings had wives who managed to imprison the prophets. It seems that the voice of God was pretty strong in the king's minds and conscience, but their hearts were weak. They desired something else much stronger, to be kings at any cost.
When your mind is set on a goal, to battle, and you have someone constantly talking about surrender, this is treason. And Jeremiah was on a very bad spot. The catch though is that Israel was the one that was committing treason against his God. Messed up situation, and the results are nasty.
After finally 2 years of siege and resistance, Jerusalem has been conquered. Just as Jeremiah said, blood, pain, famine, death, disobedience and excessive self-confidence paid at a high cost.
It was done. But there are some amazing lessons here. The pagans knew that their victory was a doom from God for the sins of his people. The pagans understood something that his people couldn't. It's amazing to see the respect that the Babylonian had for Jeremiah. Israel was down. The arrogance and pride were gone. Maybe now they were ready to listen. Maybe there was still chance for the relationship. You seek me and you find me when you seek me with all your heart. We'll need some time, but we can rebuild this. For now, just trust me. Build a life here. Also, very interesting, seek the peace and prosperity to the city to which I have carried you into exile. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you prosper too. Wow, unheard of. A complete change of paradigm, but it's the path of healing.
Hope was given to the remaining alive, hope for life here in the present in Babylon, but also hope for the future when God will bring them back into the promised land. And the prophetic number was 70 years.
God told them that he cared. He wants them back. Oh, how much suffering could have been spared if they have listened. But it's easy to talk about them and forget that we are facing the same challenges today, and many times we are much more stubborn.
But Judah went through quite an experience, and the question is, did they learn the lesson that God intended them to learn? And the question for us today is also, do we learn from our own experience?
The destruction of Jerusalem. But it's not the end.